there's so many people turning to Substack and they're showing up and I'm sure that, they all have their own sources. Some of them have kept their own sources. So they're able to continue their reporting. They're able to continue being journalists and run their shows. And I think it's incredible. But it's spreading so many of them all over the place that to me, I think right now we're seeing people follow people versus brands. So like before, I would always say, I watch ABC, I love CNN, I want to work here. I think it's more like now people, younger generations, are following the voices. They're following the people they trust versus the brand. And that's partly why we're seeing such a splintering of where to put our trust because people are starting to align with, say, Megyn Kelly, or now they want Jim Acosta and they want to follow him and what he's doing. And he's on his own. So they're going to pull away from the main networks. We're essentially splintering it up even further with all of us going out and creating our own brands and platforms. So it's a
I
little,
so agree with you. I
yeah.
so agree with you. And maybe that's the only way you can get eyeballs, right? Um, I find that sad in a way because if I'm a young person and I want to be a journalist, what's my recourse? To go join someone's Substack?
I
Right? Would
mean,
that be
yeah,
satisfying? I don't know.
but
I
it's
I
so
don't know
hard.
the answer to that.
Yeah. I mean, it's so hard for young journalists because they're seeing such turnover at the local markets. You see CNN struggling right now trying to figure out what it's going to be, launching a new platform. You see what's happening at CBS. You see media jobs being laid off. I think people are starting to wonder, well, where do I go? Is it better to just do something on my own? So it is a very interesting time from what I'm seeing.
It is. I have to believe that it can't go on like this. I don't know, someone just bought Megyn Kelly's show, didn't they? I can't even
I
remember.
feel like
Was
I
it
saw something like that.
yeah, yeah. I'm not a big fan, so I don't listen, quite honestly. That's just me speaking as Carol.
Carol.
Yeah, but I do admire what she's done. Talk about an incredible businesswoman, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Um, and she's one of the very few women who have been able to do that, so kudos to her for that, right? Um, but she's way partisan, so to me, that's not journalism. It's just not. Um, I have to believe that the name brand networks will survive in other forms and that young people will work for them because I see that now. I mean, I never hear a student say, I'd really like to go work at Substack or I want to work at Ezra Klein's podcast, or they still want to work for the New York Times or
Good.
CNN or Fox News, or, it's not like, right? So they're
That's
not,
good.
so as long as there's that feeder thing going in and they have the new ideas, and they do, they're going to go in and change it eventually, right? And it's going to appeal to those viewers who are younger because right now, I think news is pretty much basically older people listening, right? So I don't know where it's going to go. I wish I could answer that because I would be
No,
a wealthy
you'd be
woman.
a millionaire.
I know. I'd create that for
I know
myself and I'd
exactly
be
what's
so
happening.
wealthy. Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, it's sad. Like right now, with traditional journalism, I'm always just like, gosh, there's so many options now. I can watch the news here or there. I was talking to my husband, and he doesn't watch the news on TV anymore. Only what shows up in his social media feeds, Facebook, Instagram, and I'm like, you know what? If I don't make it a point to put the TV on and watch, I don't get it either. It's in my feed. So there is that chance right now where people are going to just start maybe developing television news just for the feed at some point. Maybe that's a prediction.
I think that, like CBS, they're going to
Mm.
suck up those people who've been successful in that world and they're going to give it a go. And then if that works, that's where the future of journalism lies, right? That's, I think, where we're at right at the moment.